I went to 4 different locations, and what I found was I stumbled upon a remodel location by accident, or it wasn't anything I knew about ahead of time. Having said that, I'm going to mention I'm not showing you that stuff until the end. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to watch the whole video. Make sure you're subscribed so that you can find all of these fantastic items. And the other thing you're going to do is go to the description box, because I sell anything I don't want or need. The first place to go is Whatnot. And I've got a link that'll get you $15 to start shopping on Whatnot. Now, whether you use that with me or with anyone, it's totally your choice. But use that link for sure. Okay, so make sure you're watching all the way until the end to see the remodel penny items, because remodel locations, they will have items that they're not going to keep on their floor plan go to a penny before it happens at other locations. That's the easiest explanation I can give. I am not an expert on remodel penny shopping, so I'm just sort of giving you my understanding of it. And you're going to want to watch all of my other videos too. There's a lot of good shopping tips in every one of them. And I'm just sort of going to cluster this at first so you get a sense of the variety. I went to 4 different locations. So location number 1, there is a whole history with that. So we've got some catching up to do as I go through all this. But I'm so glad that it was the secret remodel location. And it wasn't really what looked like a full remodel. It looked like they put in a floor, like a new floor, and kind of widened a few of the aisles by putting in some narrower shelving, which I think looks really good. So overall, I would tell you that store does look really good. But there's a little more history there. So we'll go through that. So then this basket, I'm just kind of showing you stuff that I think you would be able to buy for 1 penny at any location. And I'll set this up a little bit easier for you to see. As you're making sure you're subscribed and you're also signing up for the Whatnot link, I will tell you not every item I purchased today was 1 penny, because I did some clearance shopping. Dollar General was having a clearance event. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to make the most of my travel mileage. And if there's stuff that I'm going to use or want or need, and I can get it at a really good low price, I'm going to include that for my own purpose, but I won't show you guys that because clearance varies by location. And by the time you see this, the clearance event will have ended. Basically, Dollar General from time to time will take an extra 50% off some of their clearance items. And okay, but the penny items are just discontinued, and they're just going to stay a penny until they sell out or price reset. And isn't it aggravating when you go to a location, you see something that has been there so long, you know that it was a penny for a long time, but then it price resets. And I've had that happen a few occasions. Also, Dollar General's app was not being the most user-friendly for me, because it was like shutting down the price lookup feature at a couple locations. And then 2 of the locations I could never get signed into. So I was just using a nearby location. And that was how I stumbled upon the remodel, because I made friends with another shopper. I found some Crayolas. And what happened was, it was just an 8-pack of Crayolas, nothing I myself needed for any purpose. But I saw a woman scanning a lot of items, and I didn't ask her much, but I said, hey, do you want these? And she said, sure. I know that she realized they were a penny, but we didn't even say that much to each other. So anyway, then as I was wrapping up at that location, and this is one that I couldn't get signed into for whatever reason, I saw that she had a cart full of stuff. And I was like, oh, did you find some good things? And she said, yeah. And so I said, do you mind if I just see what items you got? Because that way I could look at different locations for those types of items. And she got a lot of craft supply items. And so this was the secret remodel. And there we just kind of intersected at this end cap. And she had just found like a higher priced item that was a penny. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Wow. yeah, I didn't know anything about that. I said, you know, I haven't been able to sign into this location, but I've been scanning everything. And so I scanned some of the items I will show you. Let me get this all set up though, because this is the video for everybody at first. And then the people who really, really, really want to see the remodel items, because you might find a similar store. But again, this would not be all Dollar Generals. It would be the fewest Dollar Generals. I'll show those off after that. Okay, so I got this big bucket though. Look at how handy that is. Now I'm going to tell you, use the handles because I already cracked it carrying up all the stuff. There was actually cans of tomato sauce in there. So there was like another hold on a second, maybe another 16 pounds of stuff. So it did like crack, but the handles still hold. So just use the handles. This comes in black and blue. This is where Facebook came in really handy because I was real iffy on this one. There have been so many exclusions this year in different departments, and it was stuffed full of merchandise. So let me see how I can position this for you so you can kind of see everything you need to. So it was stuffed full of merchandise. I thought, oh, what if it's an exclusion? So I did some web searching, and I found on Facebook somebody showed off their haul with the receipt and the UPC code. And you guys know that, right? You guys know that if I show you this receipt here, I'm trying only to focus in on some penny things. The numbers here are actually the numbers on the barcode. So if you ever are doubtful, if you can find a photo that's recent, ooh, I did not want to show a location. It doesn't matter, but let's not confuse anybody. If you can find a receipt photo that's recent, you can usually rely on those. You know, everybody's miles will vary. I'm putting lots and lots of disclaimers around that one. But that's why if you've subscribed to my channel, you know that I give full fair disclosures on everything, and I show you as much as I can. So nobody gets the wrong idea or impression. Okay, these were actually just mixed into the dollar aisle. And I suggest always check that one out, because anything that has a dollar price tag is so easy to just mix in with dollar. I think they call it the value valley or something, but it's the one aisle in the store that has at least one side full of $1 items. Now these are seasonal though, by the purple dot. And so anyway, these rang up for 1 penny each, and I got 3 of these squeegees. How neat. They have other squeegees that they carry year round that don't have the wooden or bamboo handle. It's bamboo. So that would be the difference. That would be what you might notice, and then look at the tag. But this year, there have been so many exclusions on different categories with purple and green dot merchandise. So we still have time for graduations. How exciting is that? So if you are graduating, make sure you come to my Whatnot shows, because I've got a few graduation goodies and gifts. But these have been sitting out on clearance for several months. I don't know exactly when graduation went to a penny, but I want to say probably about July, and it's November. Anyway, they're not helium, so we're not going to worry too much about them, actually. But these toys, okay, so toys are sometimes just considered something else, but these are actually ringing up as yellow dots because for whatever reason they're categorized as accessories. So I got some caterpillar bracelets. I got a ton of these stretch tube monsters with suction cups and hands and feet. Perfect for stocking stuffers and just, you know, keep kids busy. There's 4 different designs. So look at these. So a lot of stores are going to skip these because they're just assuming it's a toy, not an accessory. But hey, the more you know, the more you know. So these are showing up as accessories, and I think that's why they're showing up for 1 penny. Another thing I'm going to show you is these treat bags, which I can actually use when I pack up my Whatnot orders if I want to put like little stickers and fun stuff in there, just as a little extra. But the good news is these were mixed in with the gift wrap. So when you walk down the party aisle, those bins at the bottom underneath all the gift bags, they can just accumulate anything. And that almost looks identical to gift wrap tissue paper that they are selling full price. So this pink and purple clover combo has gone to a penny. So there are other items in this similar packaging. But the pattern just blended in with the gift wrap. So that's where I found those. You can find them anywhere in your store. So, and it seems like I'm always finding a hose shut off. So, hey, there you go. This would be with like garden. Um, and anywho, I just have a variety of these different like little dinos. These are so fun for kids. I was really tempted to just start handing them out in the store to kids, but you know, I didn't want to call too much attention. And then also, if their parents don't understand that it's going to ring up a penny, that kind of gets a little weird because it's tagged for $2. Okay, here we go. Now, one store that I found the bucket at, I also found this cooler bag. So the hard coolers are staying full price for the most part. But if you find any soft side bags, definitely try to scan those with your app. If you can't scan them, I would still try to buy them because I just had to go and just hope for the best on this one. I could not get my app to work. If anybody has any insights on why that is, Dollar General has, again, it's just been weird because some stores I can't set as my location. Other stores, I'll get there and then like halfway through my shopping, it'll just not let me keep scanning and I'll have to restart my phone. I always recommend starting or looking at florals, any of the ones that have these paper tag stickers, not hanging stickers. Those right now should be ringing up. If they've got that green dot, they should be ringing up for 1 penny. And then if they've got a hanging tag, it's probably got a purple dot if it's a seasonal. And so this is also ringing up for 1 penny. And in the past, there have been a few like oddball exclusions, but I haven't really run across those this year. So this year, it's pretty much been a full clear out of all the spring, summer flower selections with these seasonal tags. But last year, there were a few just unusual things like a couple fern leaves or something. And this year, that hasn't been the case. I did find this was one of the exclusions from anybody who recognizes these tags when all the bee themed items went to a penny. This was excluded. Well, now it's a penny. So definitely worth a second scan. And again, this all depends if you're actually able to do that. So let me know in the comments what your success ratio is and what any secrets you might have would be, because I'm just going to keep showing you more and more. Good stuff. Okay. So here we go. Lots of that. Now, let me show you. I'm gonna take these away now, if you're okay with that. If you're okay getting rid of the kind of the lighter, small stuff here, because there's some bigger things I don't want to break or damage. Although I did just see something else on the floor. I'll show you. And some of the stuff I have more and more multiples of that I put on the bucket, but I don't want to like overload the bucket. Okay. So we're going to take these and we're just going to put these down. We're going to put these with our little party pass balloons. Okie dokie. And I will tell you of the locations that I shopped at today. One of them I had previously shopped after the big clearance, maybe like 2 weeks ago. So like this item in particular, also these yellow dot toys, that was going back to that same location. So it was stuff I did not find on the first go round. And really, I wasn't specifically looking for any of the stuff. But you know, anything that's out there, if it's on the sales floor, it's fair game. Okie doke. Well, I know you're loving this. So that is exactly why you're going to want to watch all of my Whatnot shows, but make sure you go to the Whatnot playlist on YouTube. That's really one other way you can get caught up and make sure you're on top of things. You don't want to fall behind because a lot of good stuff can happen pretty fast in the world of shopping, right? I'm going to try to reposition just slightly. Okay. These things always I've been finding without tags, but they are part of the seasonal collection. They're just little bud vases. So I found 3 items and I found 1 loose shelf tag. So I'm going to hold this up as a public service. If you find that item, if they will honor this barcode, they don't have to, But if they want to get rid of them, they might. And so I hope you can make that out clearly. Anyway, that barcode is for this item. Another thing is there are two varieties of this picture, and I found one and sold one yesterday. I found this one today. We're getting close to midnight, so I probably won't sell it the same day, but it's a nice look, and just look for that. The other thing I want to show you in housewares are these cute little soup crocks with the handles on the side. I know it's a little bit dark. I'll pull it closer to the light, but look for the tags here. So this is a purple dot. That's a purple dot, and that you should be able to make out, I hope. Okay, good news. So I know you're doing fantastic. This is one of the discontinued plate patterns, and they're all going to be in the salad plate size at the time I'm telling you this. So the dinner plates are not going to be ringing up at a penny. I have not had that experience. The dinner plates, the mugs, and the bowls are going to show up at the full price or whatever clearance price, but they're not a penny. So we're going to put these two under there. And then I'm going to show you a couple more. So, oh, here's a piece of decor I found. And this one's pretty easy to recognize because of the green dot under the $1 price tag there. So, you know, I'm finding this sort of stuff either in the home aisle or the clearance section, or just a seasonal section even. Okay, now this butter dish is an older item, I believe. But whenever it went clear to a penny, I never found one. So I did tonight, and just have a little bitty chip right there. But again, that's something that, you know, since it's the last of the last and it's 1 penny, I'll live a perfectly normal life knowing that. Now this craft series is something that surprised me because this went to a penny almost a year ago. And I think some of it has fully reset or just never went to a penny. But this item did come up for 1 penny. So I thought this was just for a short season and gone, but I found that one piece. I will tell you, patient folks who've been watching this whole video, keep your eye on the craft supplies because I'm going to tell you what I've noticed in the stores that I've been in. The craft supply section, it looks like they're purging some of the paper crafting tags. So like make your own gift tags kind of things, as well as like stationery envelopes and things like that in the craft section. I think they're all American crafts from what I'm seeing so far. But once you notice one style and you scan a few similar ones, you'll see what I'm talking about. So these should be, the crafts should be ringing up on clearance. I'm just holding this basket there because this was actually in the clearance section and it had a bunch of stuff in it. So I just swapped it out. I just found a different basket and just dumped all the stuff that was in this basket because it's 1 penny. Similarly with the bucket, the store manager did not seem particularly enthused that I relocated the merchandise that was in there, but still, I mean, this was for sale. So, hey, there you have it. Okay, so that's those. Now let me show you the, oh wait, I didn't show you the really cool stuff. And a lot of the stores are really trying to keep it clean, but if it's not obvious to them, if it's not marked, and sometimes it's not even communicated because Dollar General won't always include items on their lists if there are too few in inventory. I think it's 10,000 or less chain-wide, as they have 20,000 locations. So this store just happened to have 3 of these medallion pieces sitting on their shelf. They may never have been told on any kind of a memo or list that these had gone to a penny, but I'll show you what the barcodes look like. Okay, so these are the purple clovers. So, you know, check your purple clovers. Purple is different from red clover. Red clover is not showing up at a penny at the time I'm saying this, but this is all time sensitive. So that's why you want to make sure you're subscribed to watch all of my videos. get caught up by watching my YouTube playlist. Also, as I told you at the beginning, I sell so much of this stuff on Whatnot. If I'm not using it, you would get a whole penny shopping primer just by watching my Whatnot videos. And we're gonna wrap things up, and I'm gonna show you the most controversial items that I bought today. These are the ones at the location that had kind of the secret remodel. The only sign or the only telltale that anything had been done was obviously the floor was new, but on the front there was a banner that said like we're open and we're fresh and ready or something like that. It's like good. And then it was also sort of obvious that some sections had not been restocked yet because there were entire bays of shelves that were just, they had the pegs and the tags and everything. They just didn't have the product there. But on the Sky shelf, they had some of the products. Okay, so you will not find these for a penny at every store. You probably will not find them at a penny at most stores. But if it's a remodel, that might show up for a penny. And I'm going to show you some barcodes that you can test out. And maybe that's a way that you can find out whether or not your store has recently remodeled. So I'll try to make that clear. That's pretty clear. So this would be a barcode you could test out. And I'll just show you the other ones too. We're talking about the same product in different colors. But let's show you some different barcodes and reward you because you've been watching this for a few minutes as I've gone through this haul video with you, and I think you should definitely get the most use out of it. And this is why I tell people watch that Whatnot playlist on endless repeat, especially if you're interested in shopping or selling on the platform, because you'll just glean all sorts of secrets that may or may not be made obvious in the rule book. But if it's something that can help others, I do like to put it out if I can. Okay, and I don't work for Whatnot, so that link in the description box is really my gift to you and your gift to me. And we're just sharing the deal that they have available. So you're going to get $15 to start shopping with Whatnot if you use that link. Okay, the other thing I want to tell you is this is the most controversial item because it was on that end cap, and for me, set to the wrong store because I couldn't, for whatever reason, get the Dollar General app to lock in to the remodel location. So set to the wrong store. This showed up at full price. And I think the full price was somewhere in the range of $20. Maybe it was more. Let me see if I can give you a better. That's the wrong receipt. You know, that was the other thing that was weird about a couple of different locations. The other, so you will not find this at a penny at most locations is my best estimate. You will not be able to buy this for a penny, but at a remodel location, you might be able to buy it for a penny. And eventually it all does eventually cycle through, but it can take like years if you're shopping at, you know, a non-remodel location compared to a remodel location. And I'm just telling you that from my experience. Okay, the good news is I can tell you these were $10 fans. I do have the actual receipt in my hand here. So all in, I don't know how it does this, but it's telling me all in I saved, because I paid a penny instead of regular prices, $38.68 on this receipt. I'm going to show it to you. It's a very unusual place to put this discount. So here we got the promotion here. The minus 38.68, but like the fans at the bottom don't show up before that. So all in, I paid 16 cents. Okay, now this specific location, I can't say it's the current manager, but I think it still might be. She refused to sell me a lot of wall decor artwork when a lot of, like, this is a few months back when a lot of wall decor went to a penny, and this was all locations. This wasn't just hers. She and you know it was a lot. It was more than a shopping cart full. It was basically maybe a shopping cart and a half full. But she would not sell me a single piece, and that one really did rub me the wrong way because the customer behind me, who I met in the store, and I basically said, you know, you can take whatever you want and just, you know, I'll let you have all the big stuff because I don't really have any space and need for it. And so, anyway, after she refused me and told me I had to go call the district manager myself, get his number from the front door, I walk out of the front door. The manager said to her that she could choose two items if she wanted two wall decor pieces. And funny enough, the manager had scanned two items before she just refused to sell me anything. So I was like, oh, that is being really outrageous. I'm going to stop and not make any further accusations, but that really did not ever sit well with me, the way that that whole situation was handled. The other woman, actually, to her credit, just flat out refused. She said, no, I don't feel good about that. I don't want to participate in that. I'm leaving. So, so anywho, that was that location. So I got a really good haul today. So it all kind of like full circle karma. You know, if you're nice to some people and you play by the rules and you play fair with people, sometimes you stumble on these rich rewards that you'd never know about otherwise. Which is why you're going to be watching my whatnot videos if you want to buy any of this fun stuff or any of the other hauls that I share with you. So until the next time I see you, I hope you can stay home to shop.